Good morning, Periscope world. I'm so happy to see you all here today. And I welcome. Just a little disclaimer for everybody. I had to turn the thing on where you can't comment unless I'm following you. If you are watching this on the replay, that's not going to be a problem anyways. Just go ahead and tap the screen for hearts and swipe it and share it to share it with your people. And I just wanted to, I have it set so if I'm not following you, you can't comment on this one, just because my Christian ones have pulled in a lot of trolls lately, and I'm going to try to avoid that, especially with my Christian scopes, because it gets super distracting. So recently I just finished. And hey, Adelina, I hope you're still on. I think it keeps kicking people off. But I just finished. Oh, sorry. Yes, hello. Good morning. Hope it's a wonderful, beautiful day where you are. I just finished Max. Okay, and his name too. See, I'm terrible with names. Max Lucado or Lucado. His books are so good. If you have not ever read them, you need to read them. They're seriously so good. This one was called A Gentle Thunder, and it was like one of his classics ones or whatever. I just finished it a couple days ago, but it was really good. But this one part just especially hit me. And let's see. Okay, he was talking about Psalms 23. Everybody knows Psalms 23 if you've been a Christian for any amount of time. And even if you're not, you probably know, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. So it's one of those where you can just rattle off and not even think about it. But last year I was doing a study. It's called My Biography of God. And it had you take a familiar passage of the scripture and then just really, really study it over and over again. And it was just really good, and I got so much out of Psalms 23 because I've had it memorized for most of my life, but I'd never really stopped and thought about how it affected me every day. And then it was cool when I was reading this because it actually went into that too. And I'll just read this paragraph. Sheep aren't smart. They tend to wander into running creeks for water, and then their wool grows heavy and they drown. They need a shepherd to lead them to calm waters. They have no natural defense, no claws, no horns, no fangs. They are helpless. Sheep need a shepherd with a rod and walking stick to protect them. They have no sense of direction. They need someone to lead them on paths that are right. And then he goes on and he says, so do we. We too tend to be swept away by waters we should have avoided. We have no defense against the evil lion who prowls around seeking who he might devour. We too get lost. We have all wandered away like sheep. Each one of us has gone his own way. And he has a bunch of Bible verses in there too. But the one sentence that just really, really hit home for me was, sheep aren't smart. They tend to wander into running creeks for water, then their wool grows heavy and they drown. And that just kind of hit home. And I think why it did was I was thinking that as busy moms, instead of at least I know for me, instead of trying to pray before I jump into things, I'm a go-getter. And it's just how I am. I'm a go-getter, and I'm an overcommitter. And if I was a woman in the Bible, I'd be Martha. Because that's just who I am. And on one hand, it's awesome because it's made me be a successful entrepreneur. It's made me be able to handle this crazy lifestyle that we've lived since we've got married. And so it's a very good thing, but it also tends to be a very bad thing when I miss out on the better part, like Jesus kind of told Martha, because I'm so busy going and going and going and going, and then I crash and burn, or in that example, I drowned, and then I'm like, why, God, why is this happening? And he's like, you're going places I never told you to go. You're doing things that you should not be doing. And if you'd listened to me, this wouldn't have happened. And it's kind of like, oh, right. So I just wanted to give some encouragement to all of the stressed out moms out there, because quite honestly, God doesn't intend for you to be stressed out, and you shouldn't be stressed out. And it's actually a sin to worry and carry heavy burdens, because my Jonathan, as I call her, reminded me last week that God promises in the Bible that his yoke is easy and light. And so if you're just weighed down under a million heavy burdens right now, you're probably carrying a bunch of stuff that you're not supposed to be carrying. And it's just a big encouragement too, as we go into this new phase of our lives and stuff. I'm having to step back and step down and say goodbye to things and everything, and I'm really struggling with that. But when I finally crashed and burned. Yes, thanks. I was hoping it would be an encouragement. And I thought it would be good to share on here because obviously if we're on Periscope, it's because we're crazy women who are doing a whole lot. If we're even on this social media platform, it means that you're probably a blogger, you're probably an entrepreneur, you're doing something that is going to make you be a crazy woman. So, and it's just so easy to take on too much, but you need to stop and you need to say, okay, if I am super stressed out, then I'm obviously committing to things that I should not be. And then you just really need to stop and you need to pray and you need to relook at your life and you need to say, okay, which of these good things is not supposed to be a part of my life, and which of these good things did I run into without even stopping to, really consider my schedule or consider my needs or consider my husband's needs or consider my kids' needs or consider what God really wants me to do. And one thing that I had noticed after I crashed and burned a couple weeks ago was that I'd totally given up like my quiet time with God in the morning because I was too busy. But then I was like, okay, that's totally counterproductive, because if I actually believe in God, I believe that He can help circumstances in my day, including my work, go more smoothly. So can't I trust Him that if I give Him 30 minutes in the morning, He'll be able to work out the rest of my day so that I get stuff done that I'm supposed to? So it's just really, we do these dumb things, and all in the name of serving Him and doing good, because like some of the stuff I'm having to step back from is like ministry stuff. But if you're stressed out and snapping at the people who are your first ministry, who are your husbands and your kids, and if your house is falling into disrepair and then it's causing you to have a bad attitude about everything because of it, you're totally missing the point. Like I said, I'm preaching at myself because I'm struggling with this right now. So it's just a really encouragement to us. Let's stop jumping like stupid sheep into those rushing waters. And if we see rushing waters, maybe we need to stop and take a step back and go, okay, I am feeling, and I'm not feeling like I'm by calm waters. I'm not feeling like I'm by still waters. What's going on? What's causing this in me? And I know that there's outside stresses that we cannot control, but that's been something too. I was like, okay, so I have several things in my life. They're outside stresses. I cannot control them. They're going to be there no matter what. But there are stresses that I can control, like my workload, the amount of stuff I commit me and the kids to, just the amount of stuff I'm overcommitting to. And so, especially if you're going through a stressful time, whether it's rocky relationships with somebody, or whether it's moving, or whether it's job hunting, if you have some major stresses going on, then you need to take those areas where you can control the stress level and you need to dial them way back so that there's not stress there. And you need to just trust God that even if you have to dial work back or you have to dial other things back, that He'll step in and He'll provide. And if you actually pray and you're like, okay, I'm feeling conviction that this is the area that I'm overcommitting in, He'll take care of it. He really will. And it just goes back to trust again. It goes back to trust and depending on Him and not trusting yourself for everything. Which I tend to do, because as an overcommitter and like a go-getter, I'm like, I got it, I'm good, I can do all the things, and then I can't. And then I'm like, oh, what happened? And it's like, oh, I was doing it all on my little self, and then I crashed and burned because I'm a human and I can't do things all on my little own. So just some encouragement. Like I said, we're going through this majorly right now, and this week is going to be really hard for me because like tomorrow is my last day at the place I've volunteered at for 2 years now, and it's been the most amazing ministry I've ever been a part of, and just other things I'm going to have to just step back and say no to over the next couple months. But so for all of you other busy moms, I know you're probably doing the same thing. So just a little encouragement. If you're feeling super stressed out today, just take a minute. And put on, if you have kids who are still at home who are not big enough to do it, wait till nap time, put the TV on with Netflix for the other kids, go into a room and sit down and just breathe and have a little heart to heart with God. And it'll be good. I promise. And you'll feel much better if you start taking that still calm water time. And you can do it. I'm doing it, and it's really, really hard for me, so you can do it too. So that's just a little bit of encouragement for you today. If you liked it, you can give me hearts on the replay. You can swipe it to share out with your people. and I'm going to go off to finish my quiet time. But I was like, oh, this seems like a good time to do this real fast. And then I'm going to go get into my busy, but not overly busy schedule this week.